Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Charlotte Knights Baseball right here on Facebook Live and Twitch. Thanks for joining us this evening. My name is David Ruckman at Ruckmania on both Instagram and Twitter. You can see on the page here, we're on live on Facebook Live and Twitch at Charlotte Knights Baseball, and you can follow us at Knights Baseball on Twitter and Instagram. We also have a TikTok page. Just look up Charlotte Knights Baseball there. A lot of great stuff going on that channel and all channels across the board. Video content coming at you every single day. Tonight, we have the continuation of our International eLeague Series, the hot matchup between the Syracuse Mets and the Charlotte Knights. Tonight, playing as our Major League affiliates, the New York Mets and the Chicago White Sox. You see the matchup on screen. Current and 11-year Major League veteran René Rivera taking the proverbial sticks for the Syracuse Mets. Kind of cheating, but whatever. That's not my opinion. It's just something I've noticed. He's got a 3-0 record head-to-head. We're 2-1 as Nick Farmer, former high school varsity tennis captain and the current entertainment coordinator of the Charlotte Knights, will take on Rivera head-to-head. Fun facts about both, as you can see. 313 Major League hits in Rivera's career. Nick, unfortunately, doesn't have one yet, but maybe someday soon. Renee's played with Team Tebow, and Nick Farmer just so happens to be a huge, super mega fan of Tim Tebow. Let's introduce you to our entertainment coordinator right now, manning the sticks one more time, Nick Farmer. Nick, how is it going?
Going well now that I'm unmuted. Ready to play some baseball and hopefully put up a good fight here. We'll see. He's big competition today, so hopefully cheer me on. Go Knights.
We've got your sound now, and that's the sound of a confident player coming into tonight's game. We have with us another special guest, another member of the Charlotte Knights front office staff. She is our director of special events. Please welcome Grace. And Grace, how is everything going?
Hi, it's good. Just hanging in there through this. Happy to be part of this.
We're happy that you're here with us as well. We're going to talk to Grace throughout the course of the broadcast about special events, about things you can expect to see coming up at DB&T Ballpark over the next several weeks, and learn a little bit more about Grace's background and how she came to be a Charlotte Knight. We have one more game this week, just recently announced on the Twitter channel for the Iron Pigs. If you follow them at all, you can also follow us at Knights Baseball, as I said before. But Friday night, it is the exhibition game. We have a Twitch exclusive with the Iron Pigs versus the Knights because this is an online game. We will be playing Phillies versus White Sox, but our very own director of video production, Chase Christensen, will man the sticks for the Knights as he takes on a member of the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs esports team, which I just think is a guy in their front office staff playing on their behalf. But we return next week, Tuesday and Thursday, against the Pawtucket Red Sox, the minor league affiliate, of the Boston Red Sox. Both of those games Tuesday and Thursday nights. You see they're on screen playing at 7 p.m. We'll talk a little bit more about Pawtucket with Grace here in a little bit. But tonight's lineup is courtesy of Husqvarna, our good friends there, the official lawn care partner of the Charlotte Knights. We've got the lineup: Tim Anderson, Yohan Moncada, Eloy Jimenez, and Yasmani Grandal, the 1 through 4. Abreu's in the 5th spot. Nomar Mazara is batting 6th and right. Luis Robert batting 7th in center field. Larry Garcia at second base. And you can see Dylan Cease. This is a National League game. He is batting 9th, and he will be taking the mound tonight as our starter. That starting lineup, once again, presented to you by Husqvarna. You can see the lineup for the New York Mets as well. Brandon Nimmo leading off. Jack McNeil batting 2nd. Pete Alonso, all-star and incredible hitter after what he did in 2019, batting 3rd. Cano is batting 4th. J.D. Davis 5th. Michael Conforto 6th. Ramos and the rest following up a very tough Mets lineup as we go into this matchup. The Mets just missing a deep postseason berth in 2019. They take the field at Citi Field. Nick, it appears you are ready to go. How are you feeling as we enter play here tonight?
Feeling good. Excited to hopefully have some redemption here. Good win on Tuesday. Hopefully we can string some hits together, score some runs. It's a really good Mets team offensively. So hoping to put some runs together, guess the pitch, see if we can get a hit.
Here we are. There's the first pitch at Citi Field. And Tim Anderson lines one into center for a base hit to put the first runner on for the White Sox. René Rivera is notably a very, very good player of MLB The Show 20. So if we give him an opportunity to put a little pressure on him in the top of the first here, we'll see if we can throw him off.
I think he's throwing off. He's paused.
Could be.
Getting in his head early here.
While we're waiting for René Rivera to quit playing chicken with us, I guess, let's learn a little bit more about Grace. Now, Grace, we mentioned next week, that we'll be playing the Pawtucket Red Sox in Week 5, currently the final week. You actually got your start in special events direction with Pawtucket and McCoy Stadium before heading to the Knights. Is that right?
Yes, the first 5 years of my career, straight out of college, started as a PR intern. I thought I wanted to do communications for sports teams. And lo and behold, they had an opportunity to try doing events at the ballpark. They had never done it before. And they said, hey, why don't you try it and see what you can do? And it was actually the best career move I made. So very happy to be now a director of special events for the Charlotte Knights. So when you guys face them next Tuesday, I'll be rooting for you. TQ and Joe Jacobs, I'll give them a shout out. They're the two that you'll face off next week. So,
okay, some insider information thanks to Grace prior to that matchup. Big baby Eloy Jimenez stepping into the box now. We've got still a runner on first, but one out here in the top of the first. Now, Grace, you've had 5 years in McCoy Stadium before you joined the Knights, really within a year, but what are some of the differences that you've noticed between your time in Pawtucket and Charlotte, and what are some of the lessons that maybe you took with you after 5 years there that have applied here?
I think the biggest difference is definitely proximity of the ballpark. Charlotte is right in the downtown area. BB&T Ballpark is perfectly centered in Uptown, so it provides a great location to connect to the business community and just to be a venue that they can use for all different reasons. And then what I definitely took from the Pawtucket Red Sox was just the creativity in coming up with events. I actually take a different approach when thinking about our ballpark. It's primarily a ballpark, but I actually look at it as an entertainment venue. And I try to bring in all different sources of entertainment that are not necessarily baseball related. And so that's kind of my creative mindset when thinking about ways that we can utilize BB&T Ballpark to the best of its ability.
Now, of the venues, and that's very well said, of the venues that we have at BB&T Ballpark, we do have a pretty wide range of them, indoor and outdoor. What's been, maybe not the easiest to sell, but what's been your favorite space for visiting groups and event hosts to utilize while they're at the ballpark?
I would say my top two choices are the Budweiser Home Plate Club. That just has the best view. It's directly behind home plate. You overlook that diamond and it's just gorgeous with the city skyline behind it. But also our Diamonds Direct Luxury Lounge. It's by far the most versatile space that we have. It can host quite a few people and we can set it up in various ways. So whether you want a lecture style event, classroom, seated round table, or even cocktail party style, we can really do anything there. And it comes fully equipped with the proper AV equipment needed for presentations, music, all the different things that an event needs to be successful. So
the Diamonds Direct Luxury Lounge. Diamonds Direct, the official jewelers of the Charlotte Knights, have been a sponsor with us really since our first day uptown back in 2014. We thank them for their prolonged partnership with the Charlotte Knights. And for those of you just joining us, Grace Singh, our director of special events, is joining us as we play MLB The Show tonight, bottom of the first, as Nick Farmer leads the Charlotte Knights and Chicago White Sox against Major League veteran of 11 years, René Rivera, member of the New York Mets organization. He's playing on behalf of the Syracuse Mets as he drops one into left center for a base hit. Now, Grace, I have to mention to you the Diamonds Direct Luxury Lounge. I'd like to shout out earlier for the AV execution. That was pretty sweet, but I wanted to talk. We talked a lot about events that we could be hosting, especially now that we are in the precipice of Phase 2 opening up tomorrow in Charlotte, North, and really all over North Carolina tomorrow at 5. You've had a lot of conversations with organizations, groups, individuals looking to host events at the ballpark over these past several weeks. What's been the consensus need for clients right now? What are people most looking for other than, just trying to get the heck out of the house?
They're definitely looking for that reassurance that if they come to our ballpark, it's going to be safe, that they are, their health concerns are at the top of our priority list, which they are. Our management team, our executives are working day in and day out with our operations team to ensure that regardless of what event you have here, why you're at the ballpark, how long you're at the ballpark, you are going to be safe. We're going to provide the best opportunities to stay clean, stay sanitized, and just make sure that everybody's health is in the first priority of our minds. And so really we're just trying to come up with some events that, are attractive to the Charlotte market and beyond, and still allow everyone to social distance properly, but also have a good time. We don't want anyone to feel like they got short sighted of a great event experience just because we had a social distance. So we're kind of creatively thinking in that mindset, and some maybe individualized experiences you can have as a group at the ballpark.
That's very well said. Once again, Grace Singh, Director of Special Events for the Charlotte Knights, joining us on tonight's live stream. While we're talking about clean, can we talk for a second about this unassisted double play, almost unassisted, but this 4-3 double play that we turned last inning? Nick with some stellar defense on that one. I mean, I don't know if the DJ alarm went off in the background, but it should. That was incredible.
All
Followed
the
by
credit goes to the team.
You're right about that. Followed by the strikeout, the first strikeout of the game, brought to you by Circle K. They are the official K Count sponsors of our MLB The Show 20 streams throughout the course of this international eLeague series. Speaking of which, we may have more baseball after tonight. Tomorrow night, Twitch-only game at 7:30 p.m. It'll be Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs playing as the Philadelphia Phillies against the Chicago White Sox. Representing the Charlotte Knights will be Director of Video Production Chase Christensen on that feed. You'll be seeing just feed and just Chase if he decides to chime in at some point. You can see there on screen this exhibition game taking place. It's non-league play. But tomorrow night, 7:30, exclusive to our Twitch audience. Now, as we're talking about baseball, I know, Grace, we've been talking an awful lot about work and the events to come at BB&T Ballpark. But first, we'll get to that in a second. Let's go around the diamond with, again, Diamonds Direct, the official jeweler of the Charlotte Knights. You've got Jimenez, Robert, and Nazar on the outfield, Moncada, Anderson, Garcia, and Abreu going around the horn. Grandal is behind home plate, and his battery mate Dylan Cease, a friend of the Charlotte Knights and the, we'll call us the Knights eSports team, on the mound for the White Sox. Now, Grace, you yourself have a background in softball. You were a college softball player, is that right? Elon University?
Yeah, it's actually the reason why I fell in love with North Carolina so much. I went to school at Elon University, was a corner pitcher, loved hitting. That was by far my favorite part of the game. So batted third and fourth in the lineup. So, Nick, if you ever need a celebrity appearance to swing, let me know.
Ooh, I just might.
Reminder, do not make Grace angry, and especially if there's a bat nearby. Slow down. Batting third and fourth. That's a potent bet right
It's
there.
the real deal.
So,
Now,
but yeah, softball's always been a part of my life. I actually wanted to face off against one of the AAA players, whether it was Pawtucket or if I was ever here in Charlotte and allowed to do it. But, too many liabilities, but I would have loved to pitch to one of them and see if they could actually hit a softball. So
it's not a bad idea. If you hear the challenge out there and you're watching this live feed, reply in the comments section or the chat on Twitch. Let us know if you are a man or woman enough to take on the challenge. Once again, Grace Singh, Director of Special Events, could be smoking one by you if you're not careful. Let's put it that way.
I'm glad she's not pitching against me in this game.
You're right about that, absolutely. Now, Grace, I know you and I have worked together for just under a year at this point, but I'm curious to know, since you've come back home, in a sense, to Charlotte, a lot of changes in life. First of all, congrats on your engagement. A very late congratulations, but
thank you.
Beautiful stuff there. You've been in Pawtucket for quite a while, and Rhode Island visiting with family during this pandemic situation. How does the situation compare in Rhode Island versus to North Carolina?
It's definitely different, but I give credit to both governors for how they're handling the pandemic. Governor Cooper has been very open, and he's really monitored how COVID-19 has impacted North Carolina and all its different counties. And you see something very similar up in the north. It's definitely a little bit more intense, just given the proximity of states and how many more people are in a condensed area. But I give credit to both governors. I felt safe in Rhode Island, and I feel safe here. So it's just hopefully seeing the light at the end of the tunnel sooner than later, and we can all have more of a normal day-to-day lifestyle that we were accustomed to before this.
Now, you mentioned before that a lot of clients are looking for the same thing that we as individuals are, just that feeling of ease and that feeling of not perhaps living in fear or going out and living a normal part of our lifestyle with that fear of potentially getting sick or going to an unclean facility and things of that nature. How would you say our experience in preparing for these future weeks compares favorably to a lot of other event facilities that we have throughout the Charlotte area?
Well, I would definitely say one advantage we have is just the amount of outdoor space we have at the ballpark. Knowing that our entire seating bowl is outside, we
Mhm.
have group areas out there that we can utilize, and we have a beautiful diamond outfield field that is accessible to us. And I give kudos to our groundskeeper, director of field operations, Matt Parrott, because he wants to use the field and he opens it to the public. And so I think we're trying to come up with ways to utilize that beautiful grass with how much square footage we have, and then utilizing all of our outdoor spaces, outdoor amenities as much as possible, because I think that will show our conscious effort to make sure people are social distancing in a healthy way, but still utilizing what a great venue we do have. So I think that's one of our advantages for sure, is just the outdoor element we have.
I agree with you 100%. It's not just that, but I would also say that these indoor and outdoor venues, just purely the views that we have of the uptown skyline, that the fact that we have great partners who can provide to us all the amenities with the Corona Rooftop Beach is another great example with our friends at Carolina Premium and Corona, with the tented areas that we have upstairs. It does offer a lot of freedom to incorporate, cornhole tournaments like we've had in the ballpark. We've had proms at the ballpark. If you were around for those, we've had rehearsal dinners in the past, corporate meetings, happy hours after seminars. We've had live cooking segments at the ballpark. It really is a spectacular venue and a really versatile one. I think you're dead on with that word. It's so wide open and so able to adapt to any and every need that we possibly have.
Absolutely.
Is there an event at the ballpark as we return now to gameplay? We apologize for the
Yes, we
technical
had a
difficulties that
network
happened
error there.
earlier.
So
Simple network error, but we're glad that
restarting the
you.
game.
Yeah.
We're going 7 innings
Oh, okay.
and keeping that 0-0 score. So
Oh, it is
going
it's a full restart, right? For those of you who did not hear that, I apologize for talking over to you, Nick. Due to a network error, we did have to, in fact, start this game over, which is a shame because I think we were going to take it to him. But I think maybe this will be bad luck in his end. And check that out. DeGrom letting up a base hit into right center field. Could be extra bases. Thanks to Aaron Cheris for liking the stream here on Twitch. But that's a double tree double presented by the Doubletree by Hilton Charlotte, the official host hotel of your Charlotte Knights. If you got a chip on your shoulder, why don't you try a signature chocolate chip cookie at the Doubletree by Hilton Charlotte, where the little things mean everything. They'll take that burden off your back. Trust me. Relax uptown at the Doubletree by Hilton Charlotte. For those of you just joining us, we apologize again for the difficulties. We're going to get through this, and Nick might be able to escape with a win tonight. We'll see. We've got all the confidence in the world in this guy. Entertainment coordinator Nick Farmer on the sticks. Grace Eng, director of special events, talking with us about BB&T Ballpark, about the situation, and we're talking about a variety of things. We learned that Grace is a dominant softball player, a two-way player. So, Grace, one of the last. Here's another. Before we get to that question, another Doubletree double. Brought to you by the Doubletree by Hilton Charlotte. We've got runners on second and third now, top of the first. See, sometimes a network error could be a network blessing. I think
I was going to say, Nick, are you motivated by chocolate chip cookies? That's clearly what I'm getting from this.
I motivated myself.
A lot of doubles, but hopefully, I wish there were a food-related scoring run graphic. I think that's the help I need.
Well, it looks like the The play at home, fielder's choice. He elects not to go to first to get the force out. He tries at home. He cannot make it there, and the Knights have a run on the board. Your first run of the game brought to you by CPI Security. We are safe at home, and we hope that you also are safe at home and have been safe at home throughout the course of this pandemic situation. There is a 5-4-3 double play as I'm talking out loud here, and that will end the threat in the first. But the White Sox are on the board. It is 1-0 as we head to the bottom of the first in this restarted game. We've got another guest from the Charlotte Knights coming up, but Grace, before you go, I wanted to ask you if you have your choice for a special event to be hosted at BB&T Ballpark that we haven't done yet. What's the one event that you want to accomplish more than any other?
Can I have two?
Yes.
Just because, I'm feeling. So definitely would love to host I know they've done it in the past, but I wasn't there. So I would love to host myself at BB&T Ballpark a wedding. I love the idea of getting married at the home plate. And so I'm looking for that bride and groom or two brides and two grooms that would just appreciate getting married at the Queen's Best Diamond in the city with that skyline behind them. And then my second choice would be actually an event I did in Pawtucket called Nitro Circus. It is by far the craziest, wildest event I've ever witnessed and also put together. You have to check it out. The videos say it all.
Tell us some about it. What makes it so wild?
It is basically like every kid's dream of motorcycles, anything on wheels. And these guys are doing flips and tricks in the air. There's fire being shot out next to these ramps. They're 70 feet in the air. It's the most insane show ever. And so if there is a way for us to get that to Charlotte, knowing our NASCAR following, I think we'd have a pretty good show for Charlotte to check out. So.
Boy, I think you're right on the money there. That sounds exciting to me. Shoot. Speaking of fire getting shot out, did you see that liner that went right to the second baseman's glove to end that one? Larry Garcia just like that, ending the bottom of the first. As I say that, of course, we see a pop out here, but I'll just we'll let that go.
Doing my best, all right?
You'll find out that every time I talk to Nick or talk about the play, like something terrible happens, so I almost can't call these games. I have to keep the interviews going, and that leaves Nick to his own devices, so to speak. But Grace, we've had a real blast with you on the show. Thanks so much for joining us. Any parting words that you have for our viewers before we end here tonight?
Just stay in touch with us, folks. We're hoping to have baseball back soon, and when we do, BB&T Ballpark will be brighter than ever before. So stay tuned for what we have for baseball, for events, and you're in good hands with these guys here. So be sure to check out each game that they have.
Nice plug at the end there. We appreciate that so much. Where can fans learn more about special events at BB&T Ballpark on social media?
So we actually have our own Instagram account, BB&T Special Events, but also you can check us out on our Charlotte Knights website. We have all the different venue spaces listed, all the different events that we've hosted here, but I challenge anyone to bring an event we haven't done here before. That's what we're always looking to do. So bring them all.
All right. I love the enthusiasm there. You can also email us events@charlotteknights.com. Grace Eng, Director of Special Events, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. We hope to see you again soon, face-to-face this time instead of maybe a Zoom call.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Good luck, Nick.
Thank you.
All right. We'll see you later, Grace. Thanks again for joining us. That was Grace Eng, Director of Special Events for the Charlotte Knights. Once again, you can learn more at events@charlotteknights.com. You can follow BB&T Ballpark events on a number of platforms, including Instagram. Just look up BB&T Ballpark events. We've got another special guest joining us here. We've got one out here in the bottom of the second inning. The Mets are down 1-0 after Nick Farmer and the White Sox piled it on in the top of the first. For those of you just joining us, this is week 4 of the International eLeague Series, MLB The Show 20. White Sox versus Mets. There's a nice catch in shallow right field. The second baseman, Larry Garcia, there to make the catch and call off Mazzara, who came all the way in from right field. You are watching week 4 play. Once again, White Sox versus Mets. We did have a network error, which forced us to restart the game, but it did work in the Knights' favor as we have taken a 1-0 lead. Nick Farmer, entertainment coordinator, manning the sticks for The Charlotte Knights playing tonight as the Chicago White Sox. 3-0 pitch, 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Our special guest has arrived. Here's the pitch there that's low and outside for ball 4. While the Knights take their walk, let's introduce the ballpark DJ, Mr. Kelton Lowry, a.k.a. DJ KL. Kelton, how's it going, my friend?
Pretty good, man.
What up, DJ KL?
Hey, what's going on, Chase? Nick, what's going on?
We have not seen your face in quite a while, Kelton. How's everything been going?
Everything's been going trapped. I'm ready. I'm ready for this whole situation to be over. I'm ready to get out.
I hear that. There's a circle. Speaking of out, there's a Circle K strikeout. The first one of this restarted game as we head now to the third inning. It is still White Sox over the Mets, 1-0. Just joining us now is the BB&T Ballpark DJ, Kelton Lowry. Kelton, for folks not familiar with you, why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you first worked with the Knights? I think it was before I got here in 2013. Talk to us about that and how our history unfolded together.
Well, you're right. It started back in 2013 with me going with. I actually went to school at Carolina School of Broadcasting, and I interned my first year in 2013 with Tommy down in Fort Mill, and
that's right.
It's been history ever since. But I mean, we started off down there. It was a lot different, but came back to downtown, and we've been making history ever since.
You're right about that. If you're not familiar with Kelton Lowry, whenever you come to the ballpark and you hear you'll hear anything from the Geico commercial with Pinocchio as a motivational speaker, all the way to a Three Stooges clip, back to the latest song from Bruno Mars, we'll say a parental guidance suggested version of it, a radio-friendly one, with a few more words bleeped out, I suppose.
Keep it clean.
You're right about that. I mean, it really runs the gamut from one sound to the next. And once in a while, if guys in the box and we don't want them to swing at a pitch, we might blaze the turntables with them. You just never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I was just about to say something about that. Yeah, we will definitely blaze the turntables if needed, just to motivate our team and try to do what we can do to get the win.
You're right about that. And, sometimes goofy things happen, like turntables blazing when they're not supposed to or whatever. And that's normally me when I just get antsy and, push buttons from behind you. But what are some of your favorite moments working Knights games because you've been here, you've been our DJ since I think it was May of 2014 that you joined us. And like you said, The rest has been history.
Right. It's been since May of 2014. My favorite moments would have to be 4th of July. The Team USA games are some of my favorites. But when the Knights play at home on 4th of July, of course, usually my favorites, that and Star Wars Nights. But
definitely,
Sky Show is just like the Super Bowl of baseball. So, I mean, if you miss that, I mean, I think it's the hottest ticket in the city. Everybody in Charlotte is there that night. So we know that everybody in this area on that particular night is going to be at the ballpark or at Ramir Bearden, and it's going to be just extra crowded. And for us, we're going to be in the booth an extra 2 or 3 hours just to try to get out and go home. But it's still my favorite night, that and Pink Nights.
Yeah, those are all great examples. You're right about that. I remember the last Sky Show I think we had 2019. It was our largest one in BB&T Ballpark history. And I think we weren't able to go home and really escape the uptown traffic until 1:15 in the morning, something like that. So, at least going to the employee parking deck versus the Mint Street parking garage, you might have had a little better luck, or you might not have. I'm not sure, but that is a late night. That is for sure. Kind of a late night. It appears to be for the New York Mets, still down 1-0. And for you folks at home, if you haven't had a chance to yet, you can see we have the Charlotte Knights face masks on sale now. We've got a set of 4 different colors available for you. You can buy one mask for $10, 4 of them for $30, or you can get one for free if you make a purchase of $50 or more at the Knights team store. You can learn more about them on charlotteknights.com or at the team store site knights.milbstore.com. All of the net proceeds of the face masks and our $20 Knights Care Force CLT t-shirt benefit the Knights Care Force Charlotte nonprofit benefiting measure. All the frontline healthcare professionals, all of the service industry workers, all of the nonprofit servicing community, as well as a number of employee initiatives will be benefited by this fund. So go online at charlotteknights.com and buy your mask and your t-shirt today. If you're just joining us, Kelton Lowry, BB&T Ballpark DJ, joining us, talking about some of the more fun nights. Kelton and I, working together since year one, I don't know if I've laughed harder than I have with any production crew than I have when, Kelton pulls something up on his phone or inserts a random sound in the middle of the game and surprises me with it, or just random things that take place in baseball in general. I think baseball is by far the most fun sport to work, let alone be in the booth and have one of a million other things taking place, or, nonsense jokes going on, or mostly for me, probably because I need to work a little more seriously. But Kelton, do you remember any funny or hilarious moments in particular? You mentioned blazing the turntables, but beyond favorite moments, what are some of the funniest moments you can remember?
Funniest moments. One of my funny moments, I guess, was a few years ago, the Grand Slam.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
The Grand Slam that wasn't the Grand Slam.
I do remember that.
For the Carowinds.
Tell me more. What happened in that one?
Well, when we went out, I forget, it was just about a whole season with the Carowinds promotion trying to get the Grand Slam. And it still happened in that particular game, but we thought it happened. You called it. You fell out. You were happy, and it was not the Grand Slam.
I know exactly what you're talking about. For fans who aren't familiar, Carowinds used to be a partner of the Charlotte Knights. God, what a catch at the wall there by the Mets. Whew, that is some great defense on the part of René Rivera to rob of a hit.
That was René Rivera hitting, man. Come on now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm from the other way around. Oh, okay. I'm sorry about that. That was my mistake.
Kelton got me. You're not used to me making great defensive plays, so I understand.
That's correct. But Kelton also has me a little bit twisted because he's making fun of me right now, and we're just going to explain to you why. So, back in 2014, Carowinds was one of our bigger partners. They were here 2014, 2015.
Okay.
Still 1-0 White Sox over the Mets, by the way. We're heading now into the top of the fifth as Kelton Lowry, BB&T Ballpark DJ, continues to make fun of me. I'll explain to you why. Carowinds being our partner in the first 2 years we were uptown, they were the sponsor of Grand Slams. So if you happen to be in attendance at the ball game at BB&T Ballpark when a Charlotte Knights batter hit a Grand Slam, you essentially could take your ticket to Carowinds and within the next 2 weeks and redeem that ticket for a pretty hefty discount on your entry ticket into Carowinds. And everyone in the ballpark got it when it happened. So we went almost an entire season with it happening. Without it happening, yes.
Okay.
So by the time this happened, I want to say it was early August that year, I want to say.
It was.
And this ball went pretty much to the wall. And it...
Bases loaded?
Yes, it was bases loaded. This thing went foul, I believe. But I think the reaction I had, I literally backed up out of my seat to jump up in celebration, and I fell back and tumbled completely over. We're talking a full somersault on the floor. And I got up and I was yelling Grand Slam and stuff finally, and then we hear we didn't hear the music go off. Kelton was just kind of cool about it because obviously he has eyeballs and he's seeing out the window. It's not a Grand Slam. But then you hear our public address announcer, Ken Conrad, one of the best voices in the business, getting out there saying Grand Slam. And then you just hear Kelton like, no, it wasn't. So there were about 5 or 6 of us who were just like stopped frozen. You could just see Kelton laughing, and Zach Newton next to him was manning the scoreboard controller, the balls and strikes, and he was laughing with his head down basically on the counter at this point, laughing at us. So I can remember for the next 10 or 15 seconds, there was just dead silence. And then you hear Ken very softly get on the mic and says, "Just kidding, that was a foul ball." That was the end of that situation. Now later on, I don't think it was, I think it was that same at bat. We actually did have a grand slam.
It was that
There's
same
too much
game
talk
that
about
could
home
actually
runs and
happen.
grand slams.
It just happened at that
you're
time,
right.
but it happened that game.
Yeah, that is correct. It happened later on in the game. You're right. I shouldn't be talking about grand slam so much now, because now that 2-run home run has given the Mets a 2-1 lead over the White Sox. Tough play there in foul territory. Just gets past Moncada. That will be a base hit. Tough play to make there, but he can't turn it around. And
Not sure why he
throw.
tried to fake out the runner there, but
well, sometimes you got to
You
hold
win
the guy
some, you lose
first.
some.
What happens.
And I watch all of these. So I think Nick, if anybody can come back and pull it out, Nick can do it.
oh man, what a guy! I'll tell you what, great guest to have on.
That's why we bring him on second. He's the closer. That's right. There's a base hit looped into the right field area. That's going to send a runner possibly to third. He's going to stay at second. Conservative play from René Rivera. Runners on first and second now here in the bottom of the fifth. Mets now with a 2-1 lead over the White Sox. They lay down the bunt just down the third base line. He fields it, throwing it to first for the out. We've got one out now. Runners on second and third. Tough play to make there, but that bunt was very well laid.
Oh no!
Giving Moncada no other recourse. Oh, there's a base hit that goes into left, well over the head of Moncada towards Jimenez.
Falling
he cuts
apart.
off the shortstop, and now we've got 2 more runs scoring. It is now 4-1. Mets over the White Sox. Kelton, you play MLB The Show 20 as well, don't you? As we see Jimmy Cordero coming out of the bullpen for the White Sox. Do you play MLB The Show 20 often?
I play quite a bit.
Which would you say you have more of an expertise in? Would it be MLB The Show or would it be Madden?
Definitely Madden.
Okay.
Even though I play the show all the time, I'm kind of late to the show because I started off on Xbox and I moved to PlayStation just because I needed to get the show. So switched platforms, and I'm kind of late to the show. So I'm learning. Madden I've been playing on both platforms for a long time, so it's a little different. But the show I'm getting there. Not ready for Nick yet, but I'm getting there.
Well, maybe you and Nick can have some sparring sessions prior to
I could use
our games next week.
You'll beat up on
had Dylan Cease there.
I've been watching. I watch all of these. So
it's been up and down, man. And Dylan Cease losing control. I should have pulled him sooner. I know better.
It's all right. It's not a big deal. Technically you've pitched him now for 7 or 8 innings, despite the restart. It's just a tough situation. But we speaking of tough situations, we got a somewhat tough grill session question tonight, courtesy of Salins, the official hot dog of the Charlotte Knights. Tonight's question: which Charlotte Knights slugger led the team in home runs for the 2019 baseball season? I know Kelton probably knows the answer. He's an avid Knights fan, just like we are. But the first correct answer to that question, the 2019 Knights home run leader, will win a 2018 Star Wars Night jersey giveaway from the Charlotte Knights. That giveaway brought to you by Atrium Health. So thanks to Atrium Health for that giveaway. Bang, bang, play at first. Man.
I almost answered it, too.
You almost? I'm glad I said something to you to tell you not to. So we had a chance to have one of our lucky viewers a chance to win there. Once again, thanks to Atrium Health for that giveaway. And thanks to Salins, our official hot dog. They've been our official hot dog. Salins has since 2014. The hot dog card that used to be in center field for us. I missed that little hot dog card, if I'm being honest, but solid grilled hot dog product. If you haven't had a chance to come try one, head to BB&T Ballpark over the next however long they'll be our partner. We'd love to have you out and enjoy it. we've got events and more news coming out here shortly as we see phase 2 and future phases here in North Carolina open up. Visit charlotteknights.com for more information and follow us on social media to get more updates on that. We are through 5.5, going now to the bottom of the 6th inning. Mets still up 4-1. Jimmy Cordero, who came on last inning, is still on the mound for the Knights, facing former All-Star Robbie Cano. He takes that 98-mile-an-hour four-seamer into center field, but Robert is there to make the catch for out number 1. Now, Kelton, going by DJ KL, has DJ'd at a lot of different facilities in uptown Charlotte and around the Charlotte area. How have you been keeping up musically, and have you been putting on shows, streaming music? Like, what's been your modus operandi throughout this situation?
During this situation now, I guess, of course, it's kind of different. I've been out of the club since the week before the order went in. That was pretty much it. So, of course, nobody's been in the club since then. But
right.
So now I've basically just been remixing in my studio. And I'm planning on putting the remixes out mid-June.
Wow, okay.
Just to do something different. And I'll be doing some live mixes. Actually, I'll be doing live mixes this weekend. But basically the remixes have been what I've been working on. Just trying some different stuff.
Okay, remixes of just what? Club hits,
Everything.
EDM? Okay.
Right now, top 40. I've taken some top 40 stuff and mixed with some, just mashed a lot of stuff.
Gotcha.
And yeah, around middle June, mid-June, I'm
nice.
gonna put it out there.
Where on social media or where on the web can I go, or can fans go check that out? Because I'm really curious. I want to hear this now.
You'll be able to check it out. Actually, it'll be at Mixcloud. Let me get the link. Actually,
okay.
It's mixcloud.com/DJKLNC. So
gotcha.
mixcloud.com/DJKLNC, and of course on Instagram at DJKLNC and Facebook at DJKLNC. So it'll be on the link will be on all the platforms.
Nice, very nice. Once again, Kelton Lowry, the BB&T Ballpark DJ, joining us as Jake DeGrom looking to pitch a complete game against the White Sox. He allows a dribbler to go down the third base line into left field down on the wall. That's going to be the third DoubleTree double of the game, presented by the DoubleTree by Hilton Charlotte. Of course, the DoubleTree by Hilton Charlotte, the official host hotel of your Charlotte Knights. DoubleTree by Hilton, where the little things mean everything. Adam Engel is in to pinch run. Now that we have a runner on second, getting some speed into this ball game as Jose Abreu El Mal Tiempo is in the box now. Still 99 miles an hour on the four-seamer, pitching this deep into the game. Impressive velocity.
Nothing you can do with it.
Blows right past them. The high fastballs are really tough to hit in real life. You're right. There's nothing you can do on that one. That is a strikeout for out number 1. Nomar Mazara now. The White Sox down to 2 more outs to make something happen here. DJKLNC on Instagram and Facebook. And what was the other site? Mixcloud.com /DJKLNC. Check out Kelton Lowry's music. Now, Kelton has been teaching me a little bit on the turntables. Ugh, that's a tough strikeout there.
Yep, you're next.
Yeah,
turntables.
I've got to get my hands on a virtual studio, maybe get back into the swing of things. Speaking of getting into the swing of things, here we go. There's a base hit into right center field. That could score a run. It did, and the White Sox have cut the deficit now to 4-2. It is rally time here in the top of the 7th. Larry Garcia pops one.
You had to say rally time, huh?
I was trying to be encouraging. I didn't think it would happen that way, but the fly out to center A real close game here. Nick, I say you performed admirably, but René Rivera showing off his chops. Just a 4-2 win from his part. Nick,
The number one team in the league. Put up a good fight.
Considering the fact that René Rivera has been blowing out other teams, we're talking about like 22-6 or something absurd like that. 4-2 is a very good showing. It's unfortunate you didn't get the win, but
should have done a 9-inning game on the restart. Maybe giving myself a chance there. You hate to see it.
That's all right, though. I think you performed admirably. Nick Farmer, entertainment coordinator, manning the sticks once again for the Charlotte Knights as the Chicago White Sox this evening. Dylan Cease did not disappoint, in my opinion. He went pretty deep, and I think just, a couple of things here and there that's baseball, baby. That's all it is. You can see on screen, Michael Conforto will be tonight's Morningstar Storage Player of the Game. He went 1 for 2 with a home run and 2 runs batted in. DeGrom pitching a complete game this evening, full 7-inning outing, 5 hits, 3 strikeouts with just the 2 earned runs. You can see the highlights of tonight's game brought to you by Carolina Premium and our friends at Corona. The first run of the game at the top of the first, we had a network error forcing a restart. But the fielder's choice from the shortstop as he tries to make the throw at home, Luis Robert beat him, though. And that was the first run scored. Yasmani Grandal reaching on that RBI fielder's choice. Here's a liner to right field for a single in the bottom of the fifth that kind of started this for the New York Mets is Michael Conforto. Homering to left, 381 feet on this moonshot. The Rainbow brings home Conforto and J.D. Davis to give the Mets a 2-1 lead that they would not relinquish for the duration of this one. Here in the bottom of the fifth, it continues, though. Brandon Nimmo lining one to left for a 2-run single. And 4-1 would be the story of this game, really, until the top of the 7th inning. Luis Robert lining one to center, bringing home Adam Mangle, who came into the game as a pinch runner after the third Doubletree double hit in this one by Nick Farmer and the White Sox. Once again, your final score 4-2. Cease picking up the loss, going 4 1/3, allowing 4 earned runs on 5 hits, 1 walk and 1 strikeout for him to Jacob deGrom. Back-to-back National League Cy Young Award winner, of course, having a complete game. Solid outing from him. 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 3 strikeouts across 7. Michael Conforto, once again, your Morningstar Storage Player of the Game. A solid outing, like I said, from Nick Farmer and the White Sox roster tonight. Close one. Unfortunately, the network error gave a chance. Maybe 9 innings would have made the difference. Maybe not. We don't know. But I would say a very solid outing overall. Kelton, I want to thank you again for joining us. Kelton Lowry, the BB&T Ballpark DJ, responsible for the sounds and for a lot of joy and humor in my life as we have hundreds of Knights games logged together. Kelton, what's a message you want to give to our fans here tonight as we continue to endure this situation together?
Be safe, be smart, be safe. And I hope we can get back to baseball real soon because I miss it.
You're right about that. And with your Gamecocks fanhood, I know you're excited to bring them back to the ballpark too, and maybe back to the football stadium if college football comes back around.
I bet he's excited for when they go down to Florida and take that L.
We'll leave that conversation.
Thanks for watching, everybody. All right.
We'll leave that for after the live stream. Got a rivalry brewing here between Gamecocks and Gators. So might have previewed that one a little bit differently. But for Kelton Lowry, for Nick Farmer, for the Charlotte Knights, we thank all of you for joining us this evening on the live stream. We've got an exhibition game tomorrow night at 7:30 on Twitch against the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs. You see on screen here. There you go, 7:30 p.m. on Twitch tomorrow night at Charlotte Knights Baseball. We'll be playing a member of the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs organization. It'll be Phillies against White Sox, I believe, for that one. But next week, we return for Week 5 of the International eLeague Series against the Pawtucket Red Sox. The last season, they will be the Pawtucket Red Sox. Next year, we're dealing with the Woo Sox out of Booster. But Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. both nights. Tuesday, we have a special promotion brewing. If you are dog owners and pet owners, it will be a Bark in the Ballpark on Tuesday, presented by our good friends at Williams Subaru. So follow us on social media at Charlotte Knights Baseball on Facebook, on TikTok, on Twitch. You can follow us at Knights Baseball on Twitter and on Instagram. Give us your dog picks. Tag hashtag Bark in the Ballpark. Join us as we have all sorts of fun things taking place. Show us your dogs. Join us that evening for great dog festivities. Thanks to Williams Subaru in advance for helping us put on that promotion. It's going to be a dog day of summer for us, folks. That'll do it for tonight. We thank you once again for joining us. Let's go Knights. Have a great one.